So, today happens to be the day of a 15-year-old boy who died over Memorial Day weekend due to the driver being under the influence. I'm not completely sure on every detail because I've just completely stopped looking into it. I know that they hit a tree, and I know that one of my friends was involved and he was taken into intensive care. Everybody has been devastated by this tragedy. And I mean everybody, the whole community. Even if you didn't know the guy who passed away, other people did, and they had to live with that. They're torn, they're completely depressed about it. Everything has just been so chaotic in our town, in the surrounding towns even. We have lost 5 to 6 people under the age of 18 or of age of 18 that are still in high school, or at least they were. They were still in high school, and they passed because of their drivers being under the influence or them being under the influence and driving. I think that this chain reaction, it's becoming completely ridiculous. I'm not here to ridicule anybody because it's a disaster. It's a tragedy. I've known some of the people that have died in these accidents, and I'm devastated by it, honestly. But life moves on. And I know that if those people were still here, they would want you to move on. I know they were all good, kind-hearted people. They just made stupid decisions. And, we all make stupid choices sometimes. It's just theirs went a little too far. And the thing I don't get is that even after Memorial Day weekend, whenever this last wreck happened, people tend to hang out, that either go to parties and drink or do drugs with each other, any of that. They tend to hang out, together in, groups or whatever you want to call it. And the people who were friends with this guy decided that he would be happy if everybody went out and got drunk. Now, isn't that how it happened in the first place? I'm sure if he would have lived through that, would have been in a hospital bed somewhere, half paralyzed even, he would have looked up at you and said, "You're stupid if you are going to go out and drink." No matter what kind of a person he was, if he was always down to party, no, he wouldn't want you guys doing that. He would want you guys to be safe. I'm not about to tell you, don't drink, don't do drugs, because I'm not the person that can tell you that. I would be a total hypocrite if I was. But I can tell you that something needs to change. You need to change, I need to change, everybody needs to change. And if you're watching this video, I really hope you know I'm not trying to tell you that the stuff you're doing is bad or wrong or whatever. I just wish that people would make smarter decisions when it came to stuff like this. Some people just completely don't think it can happen to them. They're thinking, well, that's never going to happen to me. But what do you think was going through the people's minds who it did happen to? I mean, how many of your parents really know that you're out drinking? I assume not very many. And if they don't, and you're one of those people who ends up being killed in a car crash, how do you think they're going to feel whenever they get a call from a hospital or cop or whoever saying that their son or daughter has died because of drinking and driving? What do you think they are going to be feeling on the inside? Especially your parents that feel the need to give you everything, do everything for you, be the best parents they can. You go behind their back and drink, and something awful happens. They're going to feel like they did something wrong when they didn't. It was your choice to do what you did. But hey, I'm not going to get angry at anybody. Like I said, I've been there, I've done that, I've gotten cars with drunk people before, but now that I can actually drive myself around, I definitely don't even take the chance. My sister was in a car wreck not too long ago, maybe a couple years ago, and even years after her wreck, she went through the back glass or the side glass, I don't even remember, but her whole neck, like, it's all scarred. She has pieces of glass that are still in her skin that she's been picking out for years. And, you know, even if she were to get it fixed, get plastic surgery on it, whatever, she's still going to be living with those scars for the rest of her life. Maybe they aren't physical. Maybe they're just, like, mental. She's always going to remember that. Whether she remembers drinking or the alcohol gets into her mind, she's going to remember almost having her life taken from her. Thank God she's truly blessed and she made it out of that situation alive. Thank God they all did, because there were like 3 other people in the car. But I don't know what I would do if I lost my sister. She's my best friend, and the people who are really close to the other people whose lives have been taken from them, I respect you guys, but you would think that stuff like this should be an eye-opener for people, and most of the time it's really not. But if you choose to stay above the influence, I mean, people can ridicule you like, oh dude, that's stupid, ha ha ha. But chances are, you're going to be a lot better off. I mean, for instance, think about your friends. Why do you have your friends? Who are they? Why do you like them? Why are you guys friends? Maybe you play a sport together, maybe you play music together, maybe you have a common interest, whatever. But maybe you just like to get messed up with them. If that's the case, then are they really your friends? Like, if you get messed up with somebody, I'm not going to say that you guys aren't friends, but if you weren't into drinking or doing any of that stuff and they were, would you guys really be as close as what you are? You should really think about that more often. Like, how are people going to remember you if you were in that situation? Do you really want to be one of those people, one of the 5 or 6 people who have died in car accidents because of drinking and driving? Now, I know they didn't choose to be the ones that were, but I do know that they knew better than to get in those cars with those people. And most of the time, the person driving and drinking isn't the one to be killed. They're usually the ones that get out the easiest. I'm not saying always, but usually. And it's just awful that some people still get behind the wheel, putting other people's lives at risk. Maybe there's like little kids in the back of a van somewhere. That sounds really creepy. I mean, like, maybe their parents are taking them on a trip and maybe they're just passing through and there's like a bunch of them just there, and maybe you hit them and kill every single one of them. Or even worse, kill all the kids, leave their parents there. What are their parents supposed to do? Kill their parents. What are those little kids supposed to do? You don't want to be responsible for taking somebody's life. So if you make better choices and you stay above the influence, stuff like this is a lot less likely to happen. Your life will be so much better than what you imagine. I mean, I know that some of you probably don't think that you have a lot of self-worth, but trust me, everybody has some part of them that is worth it. I know that no matter how much I hate somebody, how much I really want nothing to do with them, how much I don't even, if I don't even know somebody, if somebody called me and asked me for a ride whenever they didn't want to get in the car with somebody under the influence, I would be there in a heartbeat. I would never let somebody, no matter how much I dislike them, get in the car with somebody who's been drinking. I would never let somebody go and drive if they have been drinking. And, this probably doesn't make a difference to anybody. Nobody's probably ever going to watch this video, but I just felt like it needed to be said. There's been way too many deaths this past few months of people who are just amazing. And thinking about where they could be and where they should be, it's really, mind-blowing. I've opened my eyes so much, and I'm making a pact to stop. I'm above the influence, and I'm proud.